In this video, I'm going to tackle a tough topic, questions related to death. If you have not yet shared with your family or your village your end-of-life goals, I urge you to watch this video and don't turn away because that discussion starts right now. Howdy! Thanks for learning about MS with me, Boster. I started this YouTube channel to help my own MS clinic patients learn between visits, and it's my hope that through these videos, I can help you learn too. Today I'm going to tackle a tough topic related to death. It's kind of amazing that every single human that has ever lived on Earth will die or has died, and it's a commonality amongst all of us, and yet we're really scared sometimes to talk about it. As you know, I don't shy away from tough topics, and we're going to tackle this one head on. As many of you know, I have a Twitter account, so I'll post a link in case you want to check that out. And today on Twitter, I put out a poll where I asked people who they had shared their end-of-life wishes with. The options were close family, inner circle, nobody yet, and I was really shocked that with 211 respondents, 36% of people said they hadn't yet talked to anyone. It prompted me to make this video. Now, I've been a neurologist for over 2 decades, which means I've spent a lot of time in the hospital dealing with difficult situations with families. And I want to share with you a very common situation that I've run into. The patient has had a catastrophic event. They've had a heart attack or a stroke, God forbid, or they're septic in the intensive care unit, and the person can't share with anyone, they can't speak, they can't understand language. They're laying in bed, and they're not able to communicate. We, the medical team, turn to the family and ask the family the wishes of the patient. If necessary, is it okay to put a tube in their mouth to breathe for them if they're going to stop breathing on their own? If their heart stops beating, should we pound on their chest and do CPR and shock them with electricity, or use medicines to whip their heart and literally keep them alive when they would otherwise die? Oftentimes this discussion is met with sheer chaos. We have family members flying in from out of town who literally haven't seen the loved one in sometimes years. We have siblings who are arguing, Dad wants this, no, Dad wants that. It's a terrible situation to be in. And it can be completely and utterly avoided by simply having a conversation with your loved ones while you're able to share with them so that you can identify clearly what it is you want done and what you don't want done. Now, it's a really complicated problem. And even if you have taken the time to write out a living will, which states, I want this, I want that, but you haven't shared it with your family, it doesn't take care of the problem. Because I'm going to let you in on a trade secret. The person in the bed who can't communicate is not going to sue the medical team, but the irate son who is alive is going to potentially be litigious if we go against his wishes, even if we have a document from the loved one. That's just a simple reality of medicine here in the United States. Now, going back to that common hospital situation, what I counsel families is as follows. I'm not asking you what you want done for your dad or what you want done for your wife. I need you to instead try to answer the following question. If the person in the bed could share what they wanted, what would they tell us? Again, I want you to avoid all of this. And if you haven't shared with your loved ones what you want done, I urge you, this is a call to action, I urge you to speak with them. And here's what I want you to explain. If, God forbid, I can't share my wishes, here's how I feel about being intubated, having a tube in my throat to breathe for me. This is something that I want done, this is something that I don't want done, or I want it done under these circumstances. Similarly, if my heart stops beating and I'm dying, please resuscitate me, shock me, do CPR, use medicines to keep me alive, or don't. Now, very clearly, there isn't a right answer, there isn't a wrong answer. But it's so helpful. It is a gift that you give to your family. It's a gift that you give your village to be clear about your wishes. Now, I'll tell you a somewhat funny story. I learned about all this when I was in medical school. And that night, I went home to my family, and I called my mom and dad on the phone. And I first talked to my mom, and I said, Mom, I'm calling you to ask you to share with me your end-of-life wishes. Would you want to be intubated? Would you want to be resuscitated? And she said, honey, keep me alive at all costs no matter what. Then my dad took the phone and I asked him the same thing. Dad, if you couldn't talk, if you were in a bed and we needed to intubate you or we needed to resuscitate you, what do I do? And he said, son, go fetch my gun and end it. Now, they gave diametrically opposed views or goals, but they were very clear. And I'll share with you that over the subsequent years, they both softened sort of what they thought. The bottom line is, I'm grateful that I had the conversation with my parents, and I have had that same conversation, not just with my family about my wishes, but I have told all the people that I work with. I'm asking you to do the same thing. It's a scary thing to think about the end of life, but it's even scarier to be surprised and in a situation where you can't share your goals. Help your village out. Help out your family. Give them the gift of understanding what it is that you want done. If you would like to hear more about end-of-life issues, check out this video right there. YouTube thinks that you would adore this video right there. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please consider clicking that button. My name's Boster, and thank you for learning about MS with me. Until my next video or live stream, take care.